Greetings, family. Good morning. Grand Rising, joyous rising, grand rising, great rising. How are you all today? This is Dr. Kia Pruitt. It is Saturday, the Sabbath. Happy Sabbath, family. Today is Saturday, February the 4th, 2023, and the time is 2:03 p.m. Welcome, everybody. I'm so excited to see you. Grand Rising. Hello, family. Hi, Matthew. I'm always happy to see you. You take such good care of me. Thank you so much. Creator bless you with prosperity, long life, and peace. I appreciate the kindness and the donation. I love you so much. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. Let's go. Yes. I'm geek too. Hey, family. It is so good to see everybody. We had to come back on today because we did a live video on last night that went over like 2 hours, almost 3 hours. But sometimes it's good, to come on to do a summation or a summary of what you discussed so that people who didn't get the opportunity to hear the long discussion can hear a summary, and also to just bring forward more good news. So good morning. I am geeked as well. Hi, Creation Music. I know, right? It's so good to see you. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Patriot Mom. We're always happy to see you as well. Peace and love, everybody. Come in the room. Where are you checking in from? You know what? By now, a lot of us know each other. We feel like we really are family. This is our soul family. I am doing amazing. I feel so wonderful. I am thriving. I love you, family. Hello, PG. It's good to see you. Grand Rising, everybody. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate the wonderful compliments calling out all around. Are you ready for a brand new Beats at X-Pac? There'll be music playing and people swaying. Yes, dancing in the streets. Yes, good morning. Great rising. Shabbat Shalom. Happy Sabbath. Hello and good afternoon to all of my friends and family members where it's noontime. Good morning, Beach Nuts. Peace and love, peace and blessings. Greetings to you too, David. It's so good to see you. Please and blessings to you, God King. Good afternoon, family. Hello, Tampa. I love your city. Tampa is probably one of my favorite cities in Florida. I'm in Northern Florida, but I love Tampa. It's beautiful. The vibrations are high. There's a lot of business going on there. I mean, it's amazing. Hi, Karina. Let's rock and roll. Oh, you like it? It's a dress. Thank you so very much. Yes, congratulations, America. America. Hi, David from Massachusetts. David Berube, that's my Facebook friends. We've been friends for a long time. David is amazing. David is in the Intel community and he always shares good news about what's going on. So if you can find him on Facebook, connect with David Berube. He's a very good man. He talked about Intel and things going on in the community, silver, and all the wonderful things that you all like to hear about. So hello, David. Good afternoon, Andreas from Florida. Such a genuine and beautiful soul. Thank you. You're welcome. It's my great pleasure to serve you all. Oh, thank you, Suzanne. And we're happy that we aligned with you and we found you too, because during this time, it's like we're all vibrating on the same frequency, and therefore we're aligning with each other and joining our soul family. You're in town picking up groceries. Okay, Patriot Mom, you will see us. We'll try not to make this too long. Come back. Hello, Philadelphia. Susan. Hi, family. It's so good. Richmond, Indiana is in the house. Hi, Richmond, Indiana. Hi, Philadelphia. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, depending on where you're calling from or checking in from. Happy Saturday. Hi, Apollo, Pennsylvania. Happy Sabbath, Darcy. It's good to see you. Bless you. Peace and blessings and prosperity be upon all of you. Oh my gosh, it's chilly in North Carolina, the same here in Northern Florida. Hi, hello, Gail. Good afternoon. Good morning, everybody. I love you all so much. Somebody is having an emergency broadcast. Oh, we are the emergency broadcast system. Yes, thank you so much. I love you too. Metroid in the house. That's my homeboy. That's Patrick that be giving me that great intel to share with you all. He said, absolutely, we're on the gold standard. Thanks, Dr. Kia. You're welcome. You're in the gym. One of your favorite songs popped up. All Gold remix. I love it. Hi, Metroid. Metroid USARCO is in the house from Russellville, Alabama. Sister Harvetta, please email at kiapruitt@gmail.com. I want to talk to you about this being a time for mama during this golden era. Hello, Texas. Hi, everybody. Wholesale balance vibrations to the tribe. Good afternoon. Somebody said, show me the money. Hey, people, it's good to see you. Mark Z confirmed that Iraq has started. All right. Hello. Thank you. Islam Moors. Hello and greetings, Royals. All Naples is Florida is checking in. All of you who are checking in, please continue to speak to one another. We're going to come online with the news that we're on the gold standard. Hi, DC. We're getting ready for the RV, which is the revaluation of currencies. You all are checking in so much and so quickly. Good afternoon. Hi, Joseph Bearden. Thank you. You're new to the channel from Memphis, Tennessee, and you love what we do. Thank you so much, Joseph. May the Creator bless you with long life, prosperity, and peace. I am so grateful for your offering, your love offering, and for your blessing. People are just checking in from all over. Ooh, Canada. Good morning. Hi, Ted. It's good to see you. Cleveland, Ohio. Mike B is in the house. Cleveland is my home city, my hometown. Blessings to all the beautiful souls. Carla Marie says, you're all in my thoughts and prayers, and hopefully we'll be celebrating and bringing blessings to many during this time of need. Yes, keep checking in, family. Hello. Greetings, good afternoon, good morning, great rising, a joyous rising. Altoona, Pennsylvania's in the house. I'm always happy to see you all. I just feel so amazing today. I mean, we had so much coming in, so many things to happen that cause us to do a deep dive into what's going on behind the scenes. So I will do, hi Lonnie, it's good to see you. I will do my best to not keep you all long like I have a tendency to do, because it's the Sabbath. We're really supposed to be resting and enjoying this beautiful day on the seventh day. My wish for you all here is that may our God fulfill his promises to each of you now. From Psalms 32:8, Ted says, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. Will guide you with my eye, says the Lord, or God, or Yahweh, or source. Thank you, Ted. I really appreciate that. Hi, Lonnie. It's always good to see you. Alabama's in the house. Hey, Keela. Creator bless you. 757, 7 cities checking in. Peace and blessings. Hi, Missouri. Look at all these states and countries. North Carolina checking in. Who else? Georgia's checking in. Good afternoon. Franklin, Tennessee is in the house. I have some good news about your states, family. Connecticut and Los Vegas, excuse me, is checking in. Maribel is from Las Vegas, but Connecticut is her home state, so she's representing both. That's awesome. Hello, Soul family from Ohio, the Buckeye States. It's so good to see you all. Oh my gosh, we have some good news, family members. I know some of this I brought before you yesterday, but I have even more interesting news to add to that. Hi, Hawaii. Aloha. It's so good to see you, Mr. Faithful. 11:11. Oh, it was 11:11 when We Are Source checked in. So it was 2:11 when We Are Source checked in, but it was 11:11 where We Are Source is from. So that's Washington State in the house. Ooh, Brandonville, Florida's in the house. I like that. That's near the Tampa area, correct? Aloha from Maui. Look at our soul family. It's just growing and growing and growing. And I love it. Thank you. Hi, Southern Mississippi, or was it Southern Mississippi? Good news about your state as well. Somebody is speaking to you, Carla Maria. Good to see you. Oh my gosh. Ooh, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico's in the house. It's so good. I'm on fire today. Researching and going to go to our TWP board meeting. Oh, what's TWP? Please let me know if that's something that we should know about or connect with. So you're on fire today. I would love to hear what you're on fire about. Yes. Hi, Northport, Florida. Hello, Rhode Island. Oh, yes. Alliance, Ohio. Norway is in the house. Peace and blessings, family. Oh, I saw that. Oh, who's here? Michelle Hicks. Hi, Deborah Hill. Michelle Hicks, you're here in the house. It's good to see you all. You just love my positive energy. Thank you, David Ray Custer. Your vibrations are always high while watching or listening to our broadcast over here. That's wonderful. You know what? The joy, the love, the peace, the vibrancy that you see in me is a reflection of who you are and what's in you. So we're all one and we're all raising the vibrations of each other and of the planet so that everybody can create the most amazing, magnificent life that they desire and deserve. Hello. Yes, I do have news about Idaho. Absolutely. Township is in the house. Oh, who else? Hit the like button, family. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Please share any news from the video that you desire to get this information out to the family. South Africa's in the house. Who else is that? Hello. Oh, England is here. Did I get you? Oh, sometimes I push it. Yes. Hi, England. Wow. We're so blessed that you joined us. We're so grateful to have you present here. Austin, Texas. Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited. It gives you chicken skin. Hi, Tim. You said your lovely energy gives you chicken skin. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you. Happy Saturday, family. Oh my gosh. Yes. Hi, Carla Maria again. Oh, you're Zimbly the best, as in Zim bonds, as in Zim notes, and Zim agro checks. Thank you. Arizona's in the house. Hello, Sedona. New York City, NYC is in the house. I love it. Who else? Atlanta, Georgia's here. You with everyone. Thank you, Luna. Love from California. Hi, California. 444 people in the chat. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and share any clips from the video that you might make that you believe will inspire our soul family, because that's our job here. We're raising the vibrations of this family to inspire them to live and create the most amazing life that they desire and deserve. Thank you, Jay Branch. I'm a little quirky, right? But I love it. Hi, Texas. It's so good to see you. Sweden is in the house. Hi, Sweden. Wow. Hi, Annette. We're so grateful that you're joining us today. San Diego is here. Virginia is here. Thank you for saying you like my blouse. Wow. Oregon is here. Get excited, family. Belgium is here. Hi, Belgium. Wow. Am I on Twitter? I am on Twitter as Sister Counselor. Yes. And I share my videos there too. I go live too from Twitter. So I'm Sister Counselor. You could probably type in Dr. Kia Pruitt, but it's at Sister Counselor on Twitter, at DRKIA space Pruitt on Facebook. That's my personal Facebook page. My business Facebook page is Dr. Kia Pruitt. Hi, Germany. On Truth Social, I'm there. You can type in Dr. Kia Pruitt or at Silver Goddess. Thank you. I am on Telegram as Dr. Kia Pruitt. I try to be everywhere. I'm not on Twitch yet. The 9 Ether Hair, thank you. Hi, Michigan. Ooh, so many people checking in. Sweden, the capital. Hello, Petri. It's so good to have you all here checking in. Okay, somebody says, quirk, you love me, quirks and all. Thank you so much, Sean. Louisiana's in the house. Hi, Louisiana. We got good news about Louisiana. Thank you so much. Quebec is here. First time. I'm so glad you're here. Columbiana, Ohio is here. You're new. Yes, but not really. Well, we're glad you're rejoining us. We're so happy you're here. Family, this is Dr. Kia Pruitt checking in from Northern Florida saying, Great rising, glorious rising, good morning, joyous rising, divine risings, rich risings, golden risings. Hello, we are so happy to see you all, and we're so happy that you're in the house. Keep checking in, family. What Netherland face red heart shape. I don't know what that means, but check in. Your husband has had a rash for over a week. 3 workers after getting the cure for the sickness. Let's send blessings, prayers, and positive energy to all the people who took the cure, that the creator would heal them and restore them back to their original health and just revive them and give them new life. You're welcome. So welcome. It is my great pleasure. You've been watching my channel. I am so grateful. Michigan. All right. So again, thank you all for checking in. Hi, Yolanda. Creator bless you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for the blessing, for the contribution. Good morning. May the Creator bless you with long life, prosperity, and peace. Honey Bear, hi, family. Keep checking in. First time, yes. Hi, Minnesota. Welcome. Yeah, Sir Folk is here. I am excited to see you all. Please continue to chat with each other because we just wanted to acknowledge everybody and do an introduction so everybody can check in and talk about where they're from. We appreciate you all for being here and aligning with your soul family. Hello, Fresno. I have to admit, California is probably my most favorite state in the whole country because it's beautiful. Everything you need is actually in California. If you want cold weather, go to the north. If you want hot weather, you can go places. You want a beach, you can go there. I love California. The only thing that drove me away from California when I spent some time there was actually just, some of the politics, but I have family there. I love it. So thank you for checking in. Oh, yes, hit the like button, family. Thank you so much. We are Source 777 for the super sticker. I appreciate all the love and the blessings that you are showing me. Thank you so much for just showing me your love through monetary blessings. And, I don't know, you don't have to do that. So I am so grateful. I appreciate you, family. May the Creator bless you with long life, prosperity, and peace. Nasara is about to kick in. So, family, keep checking in as I just go over the news. Grace and mercy. Thank you, Archbishop David. I am so honored that you are here, and I appreciate the blessings. I look up to men and women of God, and I appreciate the work that you do for the people. So I receive the mercy and the grace of the Creator and of you from St. Petersburg, Florida. I love St. Petersburg, Florida. They say that's going to be the new Miami. So thank you. Hi, MAGA girl. Hi, Carla Marie. Hello, Michigan. All my sisters, hello, and my brothers, thank you so much for checking in. Do any local like-minded groups, do I have any in my area? I'm not sure. So family, let's get into the news. Now, keep talking to each other. It doesn't matter to me, if you're talking to each other about other things, because a lot of you are into the revaluation of currencies, the global currency reset and all those things. So you'll be sharing information with each other. Maybe after California's cleaned up, we can go there and do some amazing things. You love to go to the movies. Yes. So we're going to have to fix up California, Lonnie. I agree. I love the state. Thank you. So I appreciate you all. We'll probably talk a little bit about the revaluation of currencies later. Hi, howdy, Rosie. California, Kentucky's here. Go Cards. Oh, you must be from Louisville if you're saying go Cards. Louisville, Kentucky in the house. Hi. Yes, I just moved from Louisville, Kentucky 2 years ago. I spent 20 years there. And I actually raised my children in Louisville, Kentucky. So we have good news about politics in California. No more of those cures or the mandates for them for children. All right. I am so glad to see that. Good afternoon. Okay, I know you all are checking in and you're wondering what in the world is she going to get to the intel? So here we go, family. Keep checking in. Please keep saying hello to each other and telling each other from where you're checking in, and encourage each other, share information with each other. So what I've said today is the title of this is America is on the gold standard. So when we talk about gold, we are also talking about silver. So we're talking about America, our great country, our great nation, being on a gold standard, unbeknownst to most people. We've already talked about how the world has dropped the United States dollar in exchange for using gold for trade. But what about America? What about this great nation, this great country? Well, I'm going to tell you what's going on in our amazing country that we call the United States of America. So there are actually two systems running concurrently or side by side. Check in, family. It's good to see you. Two systems running side by side in this country and actually in other countries of the world. This was going on behind the scenes. So you have America and the Republic of America running over here with the Constitution guiding it, the Constitution for the United States of America. So the Constitution were the laws that guided our government, our republic. So you have this here, and you have the United States Incorporated. They were and are running side by side, concurrently, at the same time. So the United States Incorporated is actually a group of bloodline families that usurped authority or power from the Republic. And they incorporated themselves in 1871. That company or corporation is registered in the state of Delaware as a religious nonprofit organization, and it has its own constitution. And it was called the Constitution of the United States of America Incorporated, whereas this Constitution is the Constitution for the United States. So again, you have two systems running side by side concurrently at the same time. Now, a lot of people don't know that there really are some people that are still adhering to our lawful republic. Yes, these are people that live in the private, they don't pay taxes, they know that they're sovereign, and they live their lives as such according to the Constitution. These people are not bothered by those who run the corporate entity, because they understood and overstood that they were sovereign and they did whatever they needed to do. So again, two systems running side by side with each other. Now, remember, America is a republic. We have a republic for America. Remember, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic, our lawful government, for which it stands. We're all one nation, under God, indivisible. You cannot divide us. We are all one, okay, with liberty and justice for all. So this was the republic. This is the United States Incorporated. The United States Incorporated is not only incorporated in Delaware, or was before it went bankrupt and defunct, okay, behind the scenes, a lot of people don't know, it was incorporated in 1871, but registered in Delaware, and it has its own constitution, again, Constitution of, and its own monetary system, which was based on and backed by the Federal Reserve, which is not federal because it's not lawful. It has nothing to do with our republic, our government, okay? So two systems. But the republic, or America, the United States of America Republic, has said that we have our own monetary system. This is what I need to bring forward to you today. It still exists, and you and I are bringing it forward, bringing it back, restoring it. So, what does the Constitution for the United States Republic say as it relates to money? It's different from the Federal Reserve, which is unlawful. What the Constitution states is no state shall make anything but gold and silver coin a legal tender or tender for payment of debt. Again, the Constitution, our lawful government, our law, according to our republic, says no state shall make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts. So when we talk about gold, we always put gold and silver together because according to Article 1, Section 10, no state can make anything but gold and silver coin tender in a payment of debts. Additionally, the Constitution for the United States or for our republic defines the dollar as a fixed weight in silver. So again, while all these countries are making announcements that they are dropping the United States dollar and going to the use of gold for legal tender and for trade, in essence, what they're doing is bringing into reality this agreement that all these countries made called Project Sandman, that when triggered, they will all dump the United States dollar and return to gold because all the world recognizes gold and silver as money. So we're moving back to, but we've always been on a gold standard. It was the United States Incorporated who instituted the Federal Reserve banking system, printing money that is backed by nothing. So, Dr. Pruitt, what is a gold standard? So, a gold standard is simply a monetary system in which the standard economic unit of accounts is based on a fixed weight of gold. So, a standard economic unit in which it is a monetary system in which the standard economic unit of accounts is based on a fixed weight of gold, and the Constitution for the United States of America defines the dollar as a fixed weight in silver. However, in the Constitution, it says in Article 1, Section 10, that no state shall make anything but gold and silver coin a tender for payment of debts. So what have we been doing? We have allowed the Federal Reserve to usurp our authority, our sovereignty, and our power to create money out of thin air and use us as debt slaves. However, again, there are still some people who operated according to the Republic and would use gold and silver as tender. These are people that bought houses with gold and silver, and the United States of America Incorporated knew they couldn't fly over their airspace. None of that if they purchased their home with gold. These are the people that were sovereign. They didn't pay taxes. They didn't do what citizens did because citizens are slaves. They recognized, realized, understood, overstood that they were sovereign. However, this information is coming to the forefront, and I'm going to get to the juicy news that we are on a gold standard. Okay. We've always been as a republic. Now, this is why you have representatives like Representative Alexander Mooney, who is a Republican from West Virginia, to introduce two bills to define the dollar as a fixed weight in gold, because what he was doing in essence is ushering in what number 45 said he would do and eliminate the Federal Reserve banking system and the IRS. So 45 has been working behind the scenes with the Grand Army of the Republic and the white hats of the military to demolish this part. The United States Incorporated their Federal Reserve banking system and the Constitution of the United States Incorporated. What Alexander Mooney has done is worked alongside of number 45 to bring this into our fruition, to demolish this and restore this, because the Republic, as a lot of people don't know, is still in place operating. It's still a lawful government. Just because we didn't know it doesn't mean it wasn't so. So Representative Alexander Mooney in 2018, as a matter of fact, it was March 22nd, 2018, under number 45's administration introduced House Resolution 5404 to define the dollar as a fixed weight in gold to be in alignment with the republic, to bring other states up to par, to realize and recognize that they've been doing things improperly, and to restore the use of gold and silver as money. Then he reintroduced the same bill in 2022 because at the forefront, number 45 was no longer the leader of the free world, although he still is behind the scenes. So he had to come back in 2022. The exact date is October 7th, 2022. He reintroduced that bill to define the dollar as a fixed weight in gold, but he named it House Resolution 9157. So he reintroduced a bill. And this bill, again, was House Resolution 9157 to introduce or define the dollar as a fixed weight in gold. Representative Alexander Mooney is a Republican from the state of West Virginia. And if you look at his name, is Mooney, Mooney, which is money with an additional O. And that to me is a signal or code to awaken us and let us see what's going on. So when he first introduced that bill in 2018, keep in mind that that is the same year that many banks were in a rush to become Basel III compliant. Now, they were supposed to be Basel III compliant. It went all the way back to the early 2000s when it was introduced, but there was a rush to get it done in 2018 at the same time that Alexander Mooney had introduced the first House resolution to define the dollar as a fixed weight in gold. There was a rush to get this done under number 45 because that was his charge. That is what he was given directions to do. And he had the backing by the Grand Army of the Republic. And I read that letter from Pope Francis called Motu Proprio that said that the United States Incorporated was a corporation, and those presidents that represented it were foreign entities that did not represent the Republic or the American people, and that Obama at the time was to cease and desist. And every entity, including the United States Incorporated, the Federal Reserve, the three-letter organizations, corporations, FBI, CIA, IRS, CPS, all of them were to cease and desist. And if you do not, according to the letter that Pope Francis sent at the time, July 4th, 2014, then the Grand Army of the Republic would come with General Ham leading the charge, being over that military to arrest those people. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know that system is currently being demolished in order to bring back the Republic, and which has never gone anywhere, but in order to resurface or restore the Republic before the people all over the world, the Republic of America and the republics of all the countries. So Alexander Mooney introduced House Resolution, the first one, 5404 in 2018. And at the same time, all banks were rushing to become Basel III compliant. What's Basel III? Basel III basically meant that now gold became a tier 1 asset. So whereas before the dollar was considered money, now under Basel III and Basel IV compliances, gold had to be a tier 1 asset. So for all intents and purposes, gold had to be now viewed as money. And then, so that again was in 2018. Then we saw January the 1st, 2023, all banks had to be Basel IV compliant. In essence, they had to have gold. They had to use gold as money. Gold and silver had to back their positions. They had to change their banking practices so that they no longer could steal our money. They had to no longer be able to use our money to trade and invest in the stock market. They also changed a lot of their credit and lending rules. So this was Basel IV compliance. All of this is going on to demolish the deep state, the cabal. Yes, all of this was going on to get rid of the Federal Reserve, because remember, the 17th letter says, we have the gold and gold will destroy the Fed. This was in 2017. in 2018, we have gold, and gold will destroy the Fed. We have gold because we're on a gold standard. We have gold all over in the Grand Canyon, all over America. We have ancient dynasties, ancient indigenous dynasties, ancient dynasties from all over the world, the dragon families, Chinese, Asian dynasties, African dynasties, working to make the whole world become gold and silver compliance, including America. We have the gold, the 17th letter said, and gold will end the Fed. So remember, 2018 is when Alexander Mooney introduced House Resolution 5404. Number 45 has been saying for the longest, I'm restoring the gold standard. I'm returning us to the gold standard. And this is why he introduced a particular woman, her name escapes me right now, to be over the Federal Reserve. What is that woman's name? So he nominated Dr. Judy, was it Dr. Judy Shelton? What was the doctor? He nominated a particular woman who lead the Federal Reserve because she is a gold bug, because she believes in gold and knows that gold is money. So what he was doing actually, in essence, was bringing us back to the gold standard. I want to say her name is Dr. Judy Shelton. Yes. So Dr. Judy said, thank you, Dr. Judy Shelton. I think that was her name. He nominated her. She has a PhD in economics. She believes in gold. He wanted her to be over the Federal Reserve while he was transitioning the Federal Reserve and merging those duties of the Federal Reserve and IRS underneath the umbrella of the United States Treasury Department, because the United States Treasury is still operating, because the United States Treasury is a part of our republic, our lawful government, right? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is still operating. So he was bringing the Federal Reserve and duties and the IRS duties underneath the umbrella of the United States Treasury Department, which is still operating, as he was preparing to completely destroy the Federal Reserve and its United States incorporated entity and the Constitution of the United States. So at the same time that Alexander Mooney, under 45's administration, had introduced House Resolution 5404, and banks were becoming more and more Basel III compliant, we saw a lot of gold activity. Okay, and they started doing that all the way up till now. And this is why you saw gold being hoarded in record numbers, a record amount of gold being hoarded by central banks in the last quarter. So in the last quarter, in Q3, you saw banks hoard a record amount of 400 tons of gold, which comes up to be about $32 billion worth of gold. And they are still right now, they are still secretively hoarding gold. So we don't even know how much more gold these central banks are hoarding. You also see that countries are repatriating their gold back to them. But right now, we're going to talk about America. The Republic is on a gold standard. And so this is why you see banks hoarding gold. This is also why there are certain states where gold actually is considered legal tender. And I brought this before you all actually yesterday and months ago. In fact, the first time I brought this up was actually 2018, because I knew that the president at that time, number 45, was trying to bring back the gold standard, which it really went in nowhere. He was trying to demolish the Federal Reserve System so that the gold standard could be used or realized. So you can look at this right here, and this is an article that was printed out by mintstategold.com. I'm going to leave this in the description section for you to see, but you will see several states. It says when at the time of this article, which was July 25th, 2019. And I'm going to bring you up. Okay. I'm going to bring you up to par about what's going on now in 2023. But this, according to this article, in 2019, there were several states that now recognize or acknowledges gold and silver as legal tender in those states. And I'm not going in any particular order. I'm going to scroll through this so you can see. They are Oakland. Now, well, I'll go in order for you. Those states are Louisiana, Utah, Texas, West Virginia, Louisiana, Utah, Texas, Wyoming, Arizona, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Indiana, Missouri, Louisiana, Tennessee, and South Carolina. So those were 13 states at the time of the publishing of that particular article that recognized gold and silver as legal tender. That's again Oklahoma, Texas, Indiana, Missouri, Louisiana, Tennessee, South Carolina, West Virginia, Utah, Wyoming, Arizona, Kansas, and Missouri. 13 states. Yeah, thank you. It was Dr. Judy Shelton, awesome, that was nominated to be over the Federal Reserve. So now, those are the 13 states, according to the time that article was printed, that would acknowledge gold and silver as legal tender. In other words, you can use gold and silver as money, lawful money. Those are the states that recognized it. Now, a lot of states needed to recognize this and come on board with this because so many states and people in those states actually were using unlawful tender or the dollar, the fiat, the greenback, because we had given over our power to the Federal Reserve banking system, which is not federal, and the United States Incorporated. We acknowledge ourselves as being citizens, which equates to being a slave. A citizen is a slave. If you're either sovereign or you're a citizen. I know we don't know this information is knowledge because we haven't been taught the etymology of words, and we do not understand or understand the Black's Law Dictionary. And that dictionary is the law dictionary from which laws are explained and defined and utilized in our system. So you're either sovereign or you're a citizen. You're either sovereign or you're a slave. You can't even be a sovereign citizen because those two words, they don't go together. They're fight. Sovereign is the antithesis or opposite of a citizen. So a lot of us did not recognize our sovereignty. We were going in along with the United States Incorporated in their Federal Reserve System and using the greenback dollar. But thanks be to the Most High that the Creator and some very good benevolent beings, human and some non-humans, are working together to demolish this system. So the states were recognizing silver and gold as legal tender, unbeknownst to most people. And again, those are 13 states: Oklahoma, Texas, Indiana, Missouri, Louisiana, Tennessee, South Carolina, West Virginia, Utah, Wyoming, Arizona, Kansas, and Missouri. So what I want to express to you today is they either introduced and or passed legislation to legalize the use of gold and silver as money. And some of them had some legislation that only was partial, they had partial laws that only certain types of metals, certain types of bullion could be used as legal tender. So it was important for many of the states and state representatives to actually become active in changing those laws. Now, this is why it's so important for you and me to become active in our states in terms of laws, because the Federal Reserve is done. It's over with. There's not going to be another federal thing like federal laws. Each state is responsible for making the laws for that state. And that's why RVW, Roe versus Wade, when it was overturned, now put the powers back into the states to determine. So whatever you desire to be lawful for your state, I need to become active into making that happen. Because originally, there was no federal law. We had a constitution that guided us, but each state actually operated as a country, as an individual country. And the so-called governor or mayor or whoever was over the state actually represented the people in that state. So let's get back to the states making gold and silver legal tender. According to the Constitution, only according to Article 1, Section 10, only gold and silver can be used as money anyway. We're introducing bills and different type of resolutions in order to awaken the people, in order to do things in a way, using a process to make a smooth transition away from the Federal Reserve into the Republic and the Constitution for the United States of America. The Constitution hasn't gone anywhere. So gold and silver are legal tender. They are lawful money. But again, you have to introduce these bills in order to do things the so-called correct way, according to the system, that people know it, to awaken them, and to make the transition smooth. So what representatives have done in order to include more states that will recognize gold and silver as lawful money is they have considered, and they actually have done things to repeal the sales tax on precious metals. Now, this is important, because when you repeal or take away the sales tax on precious metals, then you are releasing precious metals to be used as lawful money. Because when you put a sales tax on silver and gold and precious metals, you are saying that they are not lawful money. We went over that yesterday. So releasing the tax from precious metals actually frees precious metals to be used as lawful tender. So currently, this was one of the last articles that I read that I brought up last night. And I even have more news that's going to even be better than this article. But according to an article that was published in 2022, I believe it was, there were actually 41 states that eliminated the sales tax on gold and silver bullion. 41 states have eliminated the sales tax on gold and silver bullion. So essentially, in 41 states now, they have made gold and silver legal tender. So let's get to the 41 states, okay, that have repealed taxes on precious metals. This is an article by shiftgold.com. Look at that, shiftgold.com. Several states consider repealing sales tax on gold and silver bullion. This was January the 27th, 2022. So several states consider repealing sales tax on precious metals during the 2022 legislative session. You'll see that here. Passage into law would relieve some of the tax burdens on investors and will also take a step toward treating gold and silver as money, you see, instead of as commodities. So I'm going to leave this in the description section for you to read, but I want you to go down and look at this, knocking down barriers. To date, that was in, again, January the 27th, 2022. 41 states have eliminated sales tax on gold and silver bullion. The only states still having taxes on the sale of precious metals or precious metal bullion are Vermont. Write that down, because you got homework today. Your homework is to look at which states, look at your individual state, and look at the resolution that repealed the state tax, thus relieving releasing bullion to be used as precious metals in your state. So 41 states have eliminated the sales tax on gold and silver, and the only states that still have taxes on the sale of precious metals, gold and silver, are Vermont, New Jersey, Maine, Tennessee, Kentucky, Wisconsin, New Mexico, Mississippi, and Hawaii. Of course, the District of Columbia is not a state, but it also taxes physical gold and silver purchases. So sales tax on gold and silver raises investment costs, and repealing the sales tax actually knocks down barriers that keep some investors from considering it. But more importantly, When you collect taxes on the purchase of precious metals, you're acting as if gold and silver are not money at all. But according to Representative Ron Paul, what he said during his testimony in support of an Arizona bill, you are not to tax money, which is gold and silver is money. And that's a good idea. It makes no sense to tax money. Okay. He repealed the capital gains tax on gold and silver in his particular state. And he said, paper is not money, because paper, using paper, was in alignment with the Federal Reserve, which is not federal, is not a part of our government. That banking system was a part of the United States Incorporated, that was incorporated in 1871 and registered in the state of Delaware as a nonprofit religious organization or institution, and is not a part of our lawful government, the Republic. It is not money. It is fraud, Representative Ron Paul stood affirmatively and stated. So he said, again, paper is not money. It is fraud. So I wanted to bring that to you. So let's go back to look at where they said about 41 states. 41 states have eliminated sales taxes on gold and silver bullion. Now, it's important for you to know this, because if they've eliminated sales tax on gold and silver bullion, in essence, what they are saying is now gold and silver are legal tender. They can be used as lawful money, which we already knew because the Constitution said that, okay? But the states need to catch up. 41 states. And the only states where they're still taxing precious metals, again, are Vermont, New Jersey, Maine, Tennessee, Kentucky, Wisconsin, New Mexico, Mississippi, and Hawaii. You need to know that. Write it down if you have a chance, because I want to bring some information to you in a few minutes about those states and how this information has been updated. So here we go. The only states that still have taxes on precious metals, which are not, that means they're not acknowledging precious metals, bullion, gold, and silver as lawful money, are Vermont, New Jersey, Maine, Tennessee, Kentucky, Wisconsin, New Mexico, Mississippi, and Hawaii. Those 9 states, and of course, the District of Columbia, which is a foreign entity that was owned, I believe, by the Vatican and is not a lawful state, but they still mention it. They still are taxing physical gold and silver because they don't recognize it yet as money. I don't care if you recognize it as money or not. It is money according to the Constitution for the United States of America, according to Article 1, Section 10. But we'll play along. Write those states down. Okay, now that article was produced or published January the 27th, 2022, just last year, right? Almost to the day. However, we have more information that came after that. Now, this article was actually published in February of the same month. Let's get to that particular article. So according to this article, it says, published, look at this, February the 5th, 2022. This is by feed.org/articles. That's the website. I'll put that in the description section for you too. Why 42 states? Before, remember, it says 41 states. Why 42 states have removed taxes from the purchase of gold and silver. So in other words, now another state since January 27th, the publication of that article we just read, actually repealed the state tax, okay, from the use of, gold and silver purchases, which means they acknowledge gold and silver as money. So last year was a good year for sound level money legislation across the United States. And they said 2022 could be even better. So it goes on to talk about the 42 states that now have repealed the state taxes on precious metals. I'm going to leave this particular article in the description section for you. I just wanted you to see that another article here agrees with that source. But I've already done the research for you in terms of those 9 states that it said had not eliminated gold and the taxes from that had not eliminated sales tax on gold and silver. So if you wrote those states down, we'll go back to the article. Just for if you wrote those states down like I asked you to, I'm going to show you this article one more time so you can see it. It said 41 states. We now know it's 42 states because the article that was published in February said 42 states. But according to the article that we read before that, 41 states eliminated sales tax on gold and silver bullion. The only state that still had taxes on the sale of precious metals were Vermont. You need to write that down. New Jersey, Maine. I'm just putting my notes up here. Tennessee, Kentucky, Wisconsin, New Mexico, Mississippi, and Hawaii. Now, your homework is to go back and look and see what your state has. What you can do is like say my state, I'm from Ohio. What I Googled is Ohio repealed state taxes on precious metals, or did Ohio repeal state taxes on precious metals? Because what I learned from my friend Karen Sullivan from Ohio, we grew up in as a teenager, as a young person, I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. As a teenager, I grew up in Portsmouth, Ohio. So she and I went to high school together, and she found out doing her own due diligence that the state of Ohio has repealed the taxes on precious metals, which now acknowledge precious metals as gold and silver. And this is what I mean, family. It is going on. So I've already done the research and I looked at Vermont. Remember those 9 states that had not yet repealed state taxes on precious metals. I'm going to tell you those states, but it's important to know this because when you put a tax on the sales of precious metals, you're acting as if, and this is what Representative Ron Paul wanted people to know, because a lot of people don't know this, you're acting as if gold and silver are not money. But removing the state tax from precious metals then releases it to be used as money, and it means it acknowledges gold and silver as being lawful money. And I've produced articles on yesterday to show that, and I'll put those in the description section as well. So here you go. Oh, the military just shot down the balloon over the Atlantic Ocean. All right, so here you go. These are the states: Vermont, New Jersey, Maine, Tennessee, Kentucky, Wisconsin, New Mexico, Mississippi, Hawaii. Jersey, Maine, Tennessee, Kentucky, Wisconsin, New Mexico, Mississippi, Hawaii. That's 9. But that most recent article said there were 42 states, so I'm not sure which state they were considering have been added as of the article that was published in February. However, I did the research to see if states' taxes have been repealed or if there were any bills or resolutions brought forward to the Senate or to the House to repeal the state tax. We have several states that have actually brought up and argued against the repealing of taxes on precious metals that were going on all the way through 2022 and even in 2023 this year, and it just got started. So they're doing this very quickly. So they said, according to the article that I read that was produced or published in January 27, 2022, there are 9 states that still have taxes on it. But now Vermont, I could not find any House resolution, any bill, any assembly bill at all that was introduced or passed as legislation at all to repeal the state taxes on precious metals. So I'm going to leave that up to you all to look into, because I've looked into it and I may have overlooked something. But the second state, New Jersey, has since introduced Assembly Bill or AB 5285 to release or to take away or repeal state taxes on gold and silver. That's New Jersey, Assembly Bill or AB 5285. And so that's the second state. We haven't found anything about Vermont. We found that about New Jersey. So it's still being decided. I don't know if they agreed upon it or if it passed behind the scenes, because by the time you and I find out things, it has already happened. All the world is a stage. They're allowing things to play out so that people can accept this and transition smoothly. So again, a lot of this stuff actually happened already, but that's New Jersey. Maine has introduced legislation to repeal the state taxes on gold and silver, thereby recognizing gold and silver as lawful money. Again, this is just processes and procedures that they're going through because the Constitution for our republic already mandated, according to Article 1 and Section 10, that gold and silver are the only coins that you can use to pay off debt or to be used as money. And the Constitution defines a dollar as a fixed weight in gold. So we already done that, right? Vermont, no bill that I could find. Maine, Assembly Bill 5285. New Jersey, Assembly Bill 5285. Maine, LD 1446. LD 1446. I did the research, okay? Tennessee has introduced and or passed bills HB 1874, and then it followed up with HB 1857. So although Tennessee did recognize gold and silver as legal tender, they're still trying to tighten up that law, okay? Then you have Kentucky, where I raised my children. A lot of people from Kentucky were checking in last night and said, my state hasn't done anything to repeal the state taxes from bullion, silver and gold. Thereby, they don't recognize silver and gold as lawful money. However, Kentucky has House Bill or HB 272 on the floor. None of us knew this, right? Or many of us didn't. Wisconsin was also on that list. They introduced Senate Bill or SB 33. That's Wisconsin. And then you have New Mexico. New Mexico, I could find no House bills, no House resolution, no Assembly bill that's been introduced yet or passed to repeal the state tax from gold and silver. But Mississippi has several bills that were introduced to repeal the state taxes from bullion or from gold and silver, thereby acknowledging gold and silver as money. Mississippi has House Bill 729, and then followed up by a couple others. They have House Bill 729, they have House Bill 518, they have House Bill 426, and they have, again, House Bill 729. I've already stated that. And then Hawaii has House Bill 1184. So again, according to the article that we read, published in January 27, 2022, 41 states have eliminated the sales tax on gold and silver bullion. Now, we know that when you eliminate the sales tax and you stop taxing gold and silver, then you are recognizing that gold and silver are money, therefore acknowledging that gold and silver are lawful money or legal tender in alignment with Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution, which said that no state shall make anything but gold and silver coins a tender in payment of debts, aligning with the Constitution, which defines the dollar as a fixed weight in silver, aligning with House resolutions that Alexander Mooney have introduced to the House, resolutions 5404 in 2018 and House Resolution 9157. So again, according to my research, 41 states, and one article says 42, have eliminated the sales tax from precious metals. The only states that have not were Vermont, New Jersey, Maine, Tennessee, Kentucky, Wisconsin, New Mexico, Mississippi, and Hawaii. And again, only 2 of those states, I was not able to find any bill that was introduced to relieve or to repeal the state tax on silver and gold. Only 2, which in essence mean that now, if there are only 2 states that have it, then you have 48 states behind the scenes that have introduced and or passed legislation to repeal state taxes, thereby recognizing gold and silver as legal tender. So family members, it is happening. It's just not at the forefront of everybody's intel. Most people don't know it because of all the information that they're putting out in front of us, because of all the programmings and propaganda that they want us to look at. So Again, what I want you to do is to look up your state and see, does my state recognize gold and silver as lawful tender? But you have to go a step further, because this is stuff that people don't know. Look up your state and say, did my state repeal sales tax on gold and silver? Because repealing or alleviating or eliminating sales tax from gold and silver recognizes gold and silver as lawful tender, in essence, as money. So again, family, according to the Republic, our lawful government, our country of America, the Republic of America, gold and silver are the standard. Gold and silver are money. And in one article I saw, it said, and that includes copper. Gold and silver and copper may be used as money. So gold and silver are the standard according to the Constitution for the Republic of America. So we see states one by one actually acknowledging the use of gold and silver as money, and thereby repealing state taxes on bullion, on silver and gold, so that people can then know and recognize that they have the power as sovereign beings to utilize gold and silver for trade. Now, of course, on for exchange, of course, the United States Incorporated has already been demolished. In the background, behind the scenes, it has been destroyed, it is defunct, and it is bankrupt. However, we still have entities that are operating, faking as actors, as being over this defunct corporation, that are still doing things, and they're playing on the ignorance of the people. Okay, a lot of us are still ignorant. That just means we didn't know. They are playing on the ignorance of the people to still use fiat dollars as money. They're playing on the ignorance of the people to pretend like their monetary system is still operable. We all can see now that when all those countries drop the United States dollar, with Putin leading the charge, leaving the United States dollar 146, put sanctions on him, and inspiring the BRICS Union to do the same. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa followed his lead and stopped trading with the United States dollar. Then we saw country after country, namely Saudi Arabia, and then others following, to drop the United States dollar. And again, what made the United States dollar the world reserve currency was, number one, our ignorance, because we went along with it, or we felt forced to do it, or we enslaved. However, we allowed them to take away our power. So what made the United States dollar the world reserve currency was our agreement with Saudi Arabia that they would give us oil, and we would, in exchange, protect the Saudi kingdom. We would protect their country and force all other countries around the world to use the dollar, the US dollar, for trade. Once Saudi Arabia left the United States dollar and joined the BRICS Union, that then became South BRICS, then that ended the dollar. We could have done it a long time ago if we just didn't give in, if we just recognized our power and our sovereignty. If we would have just said, I do not consent, we could have gotten rid of this a long time ago, but we didn't know. They went through a lot of different ways to enslave us and to get us to buy into that. So once Saudi Arabia left that agreement, that was over. The United States dollars came flooding back into our country. That ended the petrodollar status that we enjoyed for over 50 years. Remember, every 50-year cycle is a jubilee, according to the Hebrew tradition. So we just ended 50 years of the petrodollar. Hello, this is time for a jubilee. And we're in a Shemitah cycle, which means to release, to let go. We're at you all know, you have to look at my video about Shemitah. When the children of Israel came out of Egypt, out of slavery, they traversed through the wilderness and went into the promised land, the golden era. That's where Corona comes from, as in crown, as in golden era, as in raising your vibration, raising your crown chakra, coming into a new era of gold and silver. When they traversed through the wilderness and entered into the promised land, Yahweh told them to count a cycle of 7 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On the 7th year, they were to have a Shemitah. Shemitah means release, to let go, to relieve. The Shemitah was a time for them to relieve all the people that owed them debts. Let them go, release them, do a jubilee. So there's two types of jubilee in our Hebrew tradition. There is the end of the 7-year cycle, the Shemitah, when you're supposed to relieve and let go debtors and slaves. And then there's a jubilee that was supposed to occur at the end of 50 years. This is the end of the 50 years of us enjoying the petrodollar status and wealth, and having the United States hegemony based on the United States Incorporated creating the dollar and forcing everybody to use it. It's over. It has ended. So, having said that, family, we have ushered in a new era. We are returning to the gold standard, which is the standard whereby we are to use and trade with gold and silver according to our Constitution. How can you and I usher in that time more quickly? The way that we can do that, family, is we can start trading ourselves using precious metals. Now, when you know that you are sovereign and you start acting as such, you are saying to the corporation and all their minions that are still trying to force you to use the dollar, you're saying, I do not consent. I am sovereign. Sov means over. Reign means rule, control over my own life. I am abiding by the Constitution for the United States of America, or the Constitution of your country, of the Republic of your country, the lawful government. I'm abiding by that. And as such, I'm using the lawful money according to the law of the land. So when those United States dollars came flooding back into our country, it decimated the dollar, devalued the dollar, and therefore the dollar lost 98% of its purchasing power, and now it's almost 100% because all exporting nations have dropped the United States dollar and returned to gold for trade. Now, all this is happening behind the scenes, which is why al-Sudani, the premier or prime minister of Iraq, said, I am working with other countries to return my stolen money. I'm fighting against endemic corruption. I'm working with other countries to return my stolen money. And I'm revaluing the IQD, the Iraqi dinar, against the United States dollar. All countries are doing that. All countries are doing that. It's now up to us in America to realize our sovereignty and our power, and to say, I'm not going to use the dollar anymore. It's being forced upon you anyway, because when you go to the stores, they're only accepting credit cards. They're transitioning us. So the incorporation, they wanted to transition us to a federal coin and to try to get us to have chips in our arms, to actually, use it to scan, because they wanted to monitor us and control us, do all kind of nefarious things. But whatever the Satan or the nefarious entities do to try to bring you harm, the Creator will use it, or you find a way to use it as an opportunity to bring you peace, love, joy, and sovereignty. So they decided to use that system, but it's being demolished. What's going on now is a demolition of that entire system. So the dollar is decreasing in value, but as the dollar decreases in value, precious metals increase in value. That's an economic principle. As the dollar devalues, gold and silver increase in value. It doesn't matter what you see. When you look it up, it's going to tell you something erroneous, because they're still trying to rig it. They're still trying to fool you and me and to believe in that gold and silver are not money. But we know that the Constitution says that the only thing that can be used to pay debt is silver and gold. We know that the Constitution says that the dollar is defined as a fixed weight in silver. We know that silver and gold have historically been used as money. As such, all the states across America are passing legislation to repeal sales tax on gold and silver, to release gold and silver to now be used as lawful money. And you, as a sovereign person right now, can bring that in and usher it in even more quickly by trading with precious metals. You have the power to do that. You just need to have the courage to do it. Dr. Kia Pruitt trades. I still use fiats, and that's what most people recognize it. But I also use precious metals. If it's something, I look for the person that I think I can educate, and if they're offering me a service, I will say to them, I will pay you and these pre 1964 coins, minted coins, silver coins, constitutional money, or I will pay you in silver. And that gives me an opportunity to educate them and also give them wealth at the same time. So just like you all barter for different things, you say, man, if you give me them tickets and you give me a deal, bruh, I'll cut your hair for free. Or just you be like, girl, if you let me wear that dress, that red dress, girl, when I go out, kill it tonight on the dance floor, give my groove back. Girl, if you do that, I'll watch those kids for you next Saturday. That is bartering. Just like you can do that, you can actually start using precious metals for trade as the states work behind the scenes to repeal the state taxes on silver and gold, thus releasing them to be used as lawful money. So you can ask people if they'll take your pre-constitutional 1964 coins, which have 90% silver, or you can use silver. I'm telling you, people have already been doing it because they know their sovereignty, they know the law, they operate in the private. They have bought homes with gold, and when they have the United States can't even fly over their airspace. They can't even drill under their land. This has happened in Cleveland, Ohio, the city and state from which I hail, with my birth. Okay, so I know what I'm talking about. But you can do it now. And even if they don't know about silver and gold, you can. This is something I've done too. I've paid them in fiat, and then I've given them a tip using precious metals. So I say, here's a tip. Here's a 1/2 troy ounce coin, or a 1 ounce troy coin, 0.99 silver, pure silver. Right now it's going for this amount in terms of the spot price or the market price. But if you hold on to it and you wait, then you will realize that silver will revalue along with gold, and you will see the true value. And so what you will understand and overstand is Dr. Kia Pruitt is passing on wealth to you. Do not trade this in. Hold on to it, because gold and silver are money, and stack more, because when the time is right and it's ready and we return officially to the gold standard, you will thank me for what I have done for you and your posterity. So this is an opportunity for us to teach the nations and to bless them and to pass down wealth to them. Be like the kings used to be. When they would go to different places, they would drop silver and gold to the people to relieve the people and free the people from slavery. So this is the Shemitah cycle. It is the end of a Shemitah cycle, the end of a 7-year cycle. And according to our Hebrew tradition, on this time, Shemitah, we release people. We release those that owe us debt. We relieve them and let them go. This is also the end of Jubilee time, the 50-year cycle of letting people go and having a glorious, precious, wonderful, celebratory time of letting people go from all the debt that they owe us. So if anybody owe you money, consider letting them go. And if you don't, then that's up on you. But if they owe you a debt because they mistreated you, because they did you wrong, consider relieving them, having a debt jubilee in your own life, in your own family, in your own home, in your own community. Consider going to somebody and letting them know that they offended you, but this is a time of jubilee. I forgive you. I'm releasing you. I'm letting you go and setting you free. If you've offended somebody, go to them during the Shemitah, the end of the 7-year cycle. Okay, during this Jubilee, I've offended you. Or if I've offended you in this way. I am sorry. I will do better. Will you forgive me? Will you release me and let me go? Because I am indebted to you when I offend you. I apologize. Will you please forgive me? Sit and let them, if they have to vent about what you've done to them, how you could have done them better, how you hurt them, even if you don't feel that you have offended them. The scripture says, suffer yourself to be defrauded. In other words, there are times when you don't think you've offended people, but they felt offended. So listen to them. Listen to them with your posture open, not speaking to cut them off. Listen to them. I've offended you. How did I offend you? Let them talk. Don't interrupt. This is what Dr. Kia Pruitt has to do constantly because I'm human, right? But this is the end of the Shemitah, a 7-year Shemitah cycle where you're supposed to release and let go others. Release and let yourself go as well and ask others to do the same as we usher in this Jubilee season. I am sorry. Will you please forgive me? And close your lips and then ask them, how can I make it better? This is how we are ascending to the golden era. This is what they were talking about. It's a banking term, corona, C-O-R-O-N-A. It's a banking term. It means crown as in gold, as in we're returning to the gold standard. They were speaking to each other. And for those that are aware, that are awake, that know and understand and understand how to research, how to listen to coded messages, how to do gematria, we came to a realization, and those who knew it shared that information with us. So you saw them actually making moves to buying up gold around that time because they knew that this was a demolition of the United States incorporated in the Federal Reserve System. So again, corona means crown, as in regal, as in royal, as in gold, as in we're actually ascending in consciousness. And this is another reason why we need to return to the gold standard and silver standard, because gold and silver actually heal us and they raise our vibrations and they bring us up and they increase and restore our psychic powers. They clean the pineal gland. They heal your joints. Gold, silver, and copper. Gold relates to the masculine energy. Silver relates to feminine energy. And we need them both to operate and work together in balance, which is why you may use gold and silver to offset or pay off debts and as money. And some say gold may have been mined on the sun and silver mined on the moon. The sun relates to the male energy and the moon relates to feminine energy. So again, during this Jubilee time, you're going to see more and more people saying they've been relieved from their debts, that their debts have been canceled because it's a Shemitah cycle and because it's the end of the United States hegemony, enjoying freedom, the 50 years of not freedom, but prosperity, 50 years, but it's over. Now it's time for the whole world to be prosperous. During 2023, which when you add up those numbers equals 7, that is the time of completion, the number of completion, God's number, they say. And in Hebrew, it is, in the Hebrew calendar, it is 5783. 5783 in Hebrew is represented by the number 3 and the letter Gimel, G-I-M-E-L, and some spell it G-I-M-M-E-L, which is a symbol or a letter that looks like a man walking. Now, according to our Hebrew tradition, this man walking actually is a humanitarian. And as a humanitarian and a benefactor, he is walking towards those who are in need and helping the needy. So this is what many of us will be doing during this time of debt jubilee, during the Nasara era, the golden era, as the Creator enriches us and allow us to all be wealthy through Nasara and ejecting trillions of dollars into our quantum accounts. And some of you having precious metals, when they revalue, you're going to do well. If you don't have money to invest in precious metals, it's okay, because they're going to shoot through the roof originally as people return to the standard and the demand goes high, but then they'll come back down because everybody will be on the gold standard and all world currencies will be 1-to-1. Speaking of world currencies, some of you have exotic or foreign currencies, and when they revalue or return to a value based on the resources that those countries have, you will be that benefactor. You will be that humanitarian. You will be the Gemel that will restore people and help those in need. So again, 5783 in the Hebrew year, according to the Hebrew calendar, is a number that actually is represented by 3, 5783, represented by the number 3, which is the letter Gimel or Gemel, that looks like a man walking, who is a benefactor and humanitarian that will restore humanity and help them. So family, hit the like button, please. Subscribe to the channel. Share all of this good news that all states all over the country are repealing the sales tax on precious metals, on gold and silver, thus relieving us and restoring precious metals as legal money or legal tender or lawful tender to be in alignment with the Constitution, which states that no state shall make anything but gold and silver coins as tender in payments of debts. And in alignment with the Constitution that says that the dollar is a fixed weight in silver. So, family, my name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. I hope and I trust that I have shared something with you to raise your vibrations and to inspire you to create the most amazing, magnificent life that you desire and deserve. I love you, family. I've kept you a very long time. Maybe next time we'll come on later on this evening to answer questions. I have to go. Peace. Make this a wonderful day. Happy Sabbath, family. Peace. Bye-bye.